what was the only thing I could do right. Oh, why am I already getting so emotional so fast? Hi everyone, so today we're gonna do a get ready with me, and this is the look. I think it's pretty cute, I think it's really colorful, and it's a little bit bold, but I feel like I need a little bit of strength and courage in my life. Just a disclaimer, but this get ready with me is gonna talk about why I haven't been posting. It's gonna go through quite a lot of like personal, deep emotional stuff, and I also wanted to very quickly mention today's sponsor. Look at the pretty jewelry I'm wearing. So these are all from Ana Luisa, and if you guys don't know, I've worked with Ana Luisa I think last year, and I picked out like 3 of their pieces that I still wear super regularly all the time till today, and they are super long lasting, they look pristine, and they're really like crafted with so much care. And for fine jewelry, I really love that they don't have like a luxury markup, and a lot of their pieces like start from like 39. The necklaces, like this one is, I think it's called Temple Black. You can wear them separately, they're not like conjoined at the back, and they are just made so well, so beautifully, and they're sustainable, they're carbon neutral, and I'm like, ah! Yes, so they actually offset 100% of their carbon emissions from the sourcing of their raw materials to the disposal of their pieces. So like the entire lifespan of every single piece is made with like sustainability in mind, which I really love. So I want to show you some of the pieces that I'm wearing. So this one, I don't know if you guys remember, but it's actually from the collection with Rebecca Jane. It's like a sun with an opal base. It's really beautiful. I'm so sorry, I can't remember any of their names, but I also have these really fun like safety pin studs that I think I'm just gonna leave on my ears and wear them like every single day. And then I want to show you what's on my neck. This choker is actually a collaboration with Yusuf. It came in like a different style, because usually like the Ana Luisa jewelry comes in this like navy pouch, but it came in this white one, and it feels really nice. Like it's a really thin choker, so it goes with literally anything, and it's just a little bit more like visually interesting than the huge. And trust me when I say I have a lot of chains, but none of them are quite as like dainty and interesting as this, and I had my eye on these for a really long time, but they were sold out for a very long time, so now I was like, oh my god, restock already, I want to get it. But you can definitely stack them up like this, you can wear them individually, they are so versatile. Even like my earrings, I stack them up, you know what I mean? So they're actually having a Black Friday sale, and I'm gonna list the link down below so you can check out their sales, because I think, hey, if you're gonna shop, might as well do it on like Black Friday where there are a lot of like discounts and sales, right? So yeah, maybe grab yourself like a nice Christmas gift. And I know like you guys are gonna be asking me about my jewelry, and I'm probably gonna be wearing them like pretty regularly, so I'm glad we got that out of the way. Okay, my cute jewelry. And yeah, let's get started with the video. I'm gonna get ready to spill my heart out for you guys. It's been a while, I'm really sorry about that. Let's just get ready and talk about why I've been away, I guess, like why I feel like I haven't been making videos for a while. Even if you've seen me like pretty regularly on Instagram, I feel like I didn't really step away from Instagram, but I definitely like did step away from YouTube. I'm gonna be using like quite a lot of makeup that's quite new and exciting, and just want to see and try them out because, you know, why not, since we're playing with makeup. So I'm going in with the Fit Me Matte and Poreless Primer with clay. So I've been into more of like matte skin lately just because it's really difficult lah, like with the mask and stuff, it just transfers a lot, and I also feel like my skin has been breaking out quite a lot. I don't know if you realize, but there's quite a lot of acne scars, and it's just been like a really tough time, which also like factors into why I haven't been on YouTube as much. When my skin's not looking good, I don't feel comfortable like being on camera and having it like immortalized, you know what I mean? And it was the worst it ever been in like, I want to say 2 years. So it's really shitty, and it was really stressful. You know, the last time we had a get ready with me, I didn't have tattoos, I think, and now I have like 3. I feel like I look way more tatted up than I actually am, which, you know, is understandable because I started out with 0, but I only have 3 now, and they're all on my arms. No plans to get new ones yet because I did like knock out all of the ones that I wanted to get, and then I also had like an impulse one, which is this one. By the way, this is so smooth and nice. I really like it. Yeah, I feel like it's such a big part of me that when my friend bumped into me and she was like, oh my god, look at all you and your tattoos, like you look so different, blah blah. I was like, oh my god, you haven't seen me with tattoos? Like I feel like they've been part of me for so long already. Which is really funny lah. And that kind of ties into the whole thing. Like I feel like this year has made me mature in a very different way. In a lot of ways, people can think about this year as being stagnant, but I saw not a metamorphosis, I think that's a bit too much, but I saw a growth, like a change, like a 2.0 version of Brenda like come out because of all the changes in my life. Like with Noodles, you know, I adopted a dog, I'm a dog mom now, and I have been in a relationship for the entire year. It made me prioritize and also get distracted at the same time with like who I want to care for, what I want to devote my attention to. So I feel like I haven't been as much on and on about work this year that I was like last year. You know, I had a lot of goals at the end of last year. I don't know if you saw like my get ready with me, which really didn't age well. I was like, 2020 is gonna be my year, I'm gonna do this and that and I was like, oh no, nothing. Yeah, but I mean, nobody could have seen the pandemic coming, right? Funny enough, I really sort of steered away from that, and while I do continue to do my work, I try my absolute hardest to give myself a bit of a work-life balance. So previously, I felt like I wanted to work and achieve all of my goals so that I can achieve my bigger life goals like faster. And I found that I didn't enjoy the things that I had worked hard to earn. So like the money I earned, you know what I mean? Everything, right, that I earned pretty much, other than like household expenses and rent and stuff, like pretty much everything went into like a savings account. Yeah, like why am I not enjoying the fruits of my labor, if that makes sense? It just felt like that. It just felt like, ooh, I didn't wet my sponge, but I really enjoy like using sponges this time. I'm gonna go wet my sponge. This is from MARGAUX Cosmetics. I'll be right back. You know, I think like after graduation, I did kind of talk about this earlier in a Get Ready With Me. Like, if you're not working, what are you doing? You're being lazy, you're not being productive, blah, blah. And so like last year, I really did all I could, and I just like put all of my effort into working and not much else, like I'll be honest. If not for like my relationship with Mavis like sort of peaking up last year, it would have been a really like tiring and shitty and sad year, because I was just so hyper focused on work, and I felt like work was the only thing I could do, right? Oh, why am I already getting so emotional so fast? Work was the only thing. I don't know, I think I'm on my period. I'm just like, everything else, including like dating and relationships, even like personal friendships, like I just felt like were off. This is the Studio Fix Fluid in SPF 15, in NC 15. I'm not that light, I think. Am I? I don't know. I don't even know my own like skin tone now. I barely... Actually, no, it's a little light. I barely use foundation. But let me mix it with something else. Okay, I'm gonna use this also because I enjoyed the primer so much. They sent me this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Normal to Oily foundation with clay. It's in 128, so I think I might mix it with the Studio Fix Fluid. Honestly, yeah, it looks pretty good. Oh, yeah, look at that. So yeah, my relationship with Mavis really brought me out of like a work-only zone, and it made me begin to enjoy the other things. And it came with a lot of guilt, because the more time you spend with someone, the less time you spend with yourself. And essentially for me, that meant like working on my own personal projects and working on work. I found it really difficult to find a balance, but I think now it's better. So the start of this year was difficult because of circuit breaker. It's a change in routine, right? And on top of my change of routine, suddenly I'm also a dog mom, which is another change. And then I'm in a relationship. I need to adjust. And I think it was all out of balance. And by the time... Actually, it was probably earlier than that. I want to say like July or August hit. I was already super not feeling it. Everything not feeling it. And I was really burnt out. I could never get myself into a good routine that I enjoy. So with all of these changes, like this whole year, we've been trying to adjust and readjust and try and figure out like, okay, what makes sense for us? Our needs change, our habits change, our lifestyles like sometimes clash. So it was really difficult to do that. And I'm also not used to having someone affect me to such like a great degree. But of course, like the relationship was not the only stressor. Like the other stressor was that I felt like my work was very stagnant. I felt like the quality of the content now. I always say this, oh my god, in every Get Ready With Me, I'm like, oh, I could do better, the quality, I want to do something different, maybe I'm gonna, and then I never do. So I think like it's hit a point where I'm like, fuck, it's never gonna happen. And I did kind of mention this, that like sometimes when I do something different, it doesn't take the same way. So for example, like with the podcast, you know, Growing Pains, it was my fault. I should have really done a lot more prep and I should have had the episodes ready. But you know, I am one person. I edit like 6 hours of footage in one episode. I have a friend who offered to help me and she's not being paid, and I feel really, really fucking bad that she's not being paid because I'm not earning money from the podcast. With the podcast, right, a lot of the topics that we cover usually pertain to, I mean, intersectionality is like that. You know, when you talk about like body image, or even when you talk about online dating, there's no possible way you won't talk about like sex, right? You know, even moving out, you know, you talk about, you know, living with your partner, having the privacy to do like funky stuff. So every single episode has been marked as demonetized because these words kind of come up, and I don't want to like censor myself or limit myself, and I know that you guys like to watch the videos, so I still post them up, like 6 hours of HD footage per episode that goes through like 2-3 rounds of editing, and then it goes up, and then, you know, it's like on and on and on. And I just felt really sad because like, okay, this is something that I wanted to do for so long, but then it's so laborious. And other than the first episode, like, I'll be quite honest, like, it didn't really do very well, and I was just like, oh my god, it's not encouraging. And the thing is, you never know how a video is gonna do until you post it out, so you cannot really like calculate the risk and the amount of effort. Like, it's not proportionate to the amount of views and the amount of shares and the amount of people that like it. Maybe I made the wrong call, like maybe I'm putting in too much effort into something that people are not really interested in. It really is a lot of work, and I didn't expect it to be that much actually. Mainly that's the reason why I stopped posting. I think it's pretty sad to be intimidated by your own work, I guess. Like your own workload, I should say. I always feel like it could be better. I always wonder like, wow, I'm putting out these like 1 hour episodes, like, are they worth listening to? And I do find it hard to come to terms with, like not feeling validated, but at the same time, like knowing that people expect this from me now, I feel really, really bad. I think I expected myself to be able to deliver a lot more in terms of like work and productivity and content, but at the same time still live a more fruitful like social and personal life. Because I've also like, you know, been bringing Noodles out a lot. Like, he has his own social life, okay? So I have to like chaperone him for everything, and then I have my relationship, and I'm trying to be more consistent about meeting my friends, which honestly is the one saving grace of this year. Like, I feel very much closer to my old friends, and like Anita, like I hang out with her like every week now because of pole. And yeah, there's so many different things that I've been doing now, like pole dancing and getting into my fitness and just trying new shit. Like I went like art jamming, now it's a regular thing, I really enjoy it. Restaurant hopping, all these things that I felt like I didn't deserve when I was, you know, just working really hard, or, you know, studying, and I didn't have the money to do that. Like, now I'm like, what's holding me back? You know what I mean? I'm 24, turning 25, I make my own money. Like, if I want to go like wakeboarding, I'm gonna go wakeboarding, you know what I mean? Even my work right now, like content creation, it's a good job, it's a very enjoyable job for me. It still is a lot of work because like honestly 70-80% of it is like emails back and forth, discussing and, you know, sometimes dealing with very difficult clients, and the other 20% is making content under very, very tight deadlines. So that's still stressful. And then, you know, I have other commitments that I had already made because I was excited, and then I have to follow through. That resulted in me getting sick, like a lot. Mentally sick or physically sick? And the answer is both. Anyway, I'm using the 3CE palette. It's really good. It's all just like matte neutrals. I got it on Shopee. And it's very stressful to be physically sick in a time of COVID. Because the thing is, with me, I always get sinus when I don't sleep enough, and my throat is almost always a little scratchy. When you don't have enough rest, right, your previous illness just doesn't really ever recover. Like, you always just sort of fall back into it just as you're about to recover. So I've been like that for almost the whole year, and it's very tiring lah, because I really don't have the time to rest, and I feel very guilty if I were to rest. And I just think, you know what, I'm just gonna drink more water and just power through. I'm just gonna do this and power through. Or maybe I'll have like one day where I sleep for like 14 hours and I just like hope that I feel better. It's progressed to like headaches and like gastric issues. So I don't know what is up with me. And I feel like my eyesight has, oh my god, am I just like being like, what's going on in my body? Yeah, my eyesight has also gotten worse. Yeah, after that whole like LASIK ordeal, I don't know if y'all listen to the podcast or if I like really even mentioned this in detail. I might have cut it out. But I tried to go for LASIK and I was rejected on the operating table. Like literally like suddenly I don't seem like a very good fit, and I was such a borderline case that they were like, we'll leave it up to you if you want to, you know, get it done, but you know, you might have your eyeballs bulge. It's been like a whole year of being like, what's wrong with my body? And speaking of body, I feel like ever since I got okay, this tattoo, I feel like with the one with Maxine, I feel like it's a part of me. I feel like I love it. Then I feel like this one, like I got it, dude, it was an Instagram ad. Nothing against Instagram ads, sponsored ads. If you want to post your art, go for it. I really liked her art, so I went for it. But the experience of getting it was so bad. It was not the fault of the artist herself. It was everything else. It took forever. I just didn't feel safe. They made me like move bits halfway. I had to physically leave the store. They kicked me out for like 20 minutes or so that they could tattoo someone else in between me. It was so weird. I went in for almost like 6 hours when they told me it was going to be like 3 to 4. And when I didn't even know that I was supposed to get like tattooed that very day, I thought I was going in for like a fitting or a consultation. So like the experience of being there as well, I'm not gonna get too much into it lah, was just like I didn't feel good at all. And it left a very bad impression on me. She actually forgot to do some shading and I had to go back in, but that was because like I think she was just really stressed out and it was like not under her control, and she just had to like, you know, finish up as quickly as possible. And then she realized, okay, I forgot something, like can you come back? Wow, that whole experience was so bad. I'm so glad that was not my first tattoo, because if that was my first, right, I think I would hate tattooing like so much. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And even the healing of it, right, it's still scabby. It's still like raised and like it feels not good. And I think like it's a pretty tattoo. It's okay. But I think like compared to the two other ones that I have, like they completely outclass the other one, and it looks, in terms of like line weight and stuff, it just looks very jarring. It just looks really out of place. It looks like it's a stick-on tattoo almost, and I just feel really sad because I like love my first tattoo so much and I just wanted like more. And even like the placement and stuff, like it was not where I expected, you know, just all these things. I felt like I was kind of like pushed into it, like, you know. So I am feeling a bit of tattoo regret, not gonna lie. And after my third one, which is here, it's from Sick and Poke. I love it. It's hand poked, and this was a flash that I specifically wrote in to want to get because I knew that this was like for me, and I love it a lot. Yeah, it's just really annoying lah. You know you're not supposed to pick favorites. It's like your children. You know you have a favorite, you just cannot say. I cannot stop thinking about it. I cannot stop thinking about how like I wish I didn't get it done. And I am also a perfectionist, and I think like this year changed me to be a more patient person, but definitely not with myself still. And I think that I really expected all of my tattoos to be perfect and amazing and to not have any regrets and to love it all. And I really, really didn't think through for this one. Okay, I don't want to say I don't like, it's I don't love. Yeah. And I'm like, if I don't love it, why is it on my body forever? You know, and it's in such a visible place. Every single photo that I take, even when I'm like holding stuff up, it's just, it's the first one that you see. It's not even my favorite one, you know? So, you know, did I have to do that? Like, I felt like it was an impulse move. Maybe for a piece that big, that visible, I should have put in a little bit more thought. So it's not hating the tattoo, it's more like hating my thought process into getting it. That was like too impulsive. This Get Ready With Me is dang, it's really heavy. I swear, like, you know, positive things are coming. But yeah, well, you know what, it's coming right now. So I started doing pole dancing, and I was kind of introduced to the idea because this girl that I follow online, her name is Vexdria. Is her name Andrea? I don't know, I always call her Vexdria in my head because like that's her username, right? So Vexdria, she does like a lot of like exotic dances, and she calls herself like a proud slut because she's trying to reclaim that title of slut, and she's really like owning her sexuality, and she's, you know, flaunting her amazing body, and I love it. I love watching her. I feel like she's so empowering, and she also like on her IGs, like she'll post about owning female sexuality, about feminism. Like I love her a lot, and I think like she's really cool. And she did a lot of pole dancing, and I think she has a pole at home, so I was like watching her, and I actually didn't think too much about it, and I was like cool. And then my brother's girlfriend also did pole dancing. She's been doing it for like 3-4 years now, so I was like cool. And then Anita, she just asked me, she was like, do you want to go like pole dancing? Because she dated a guy that danced, I think like ballroom, and I think like pole dancing just came up, and she was like, you know what, let's ask Brenda if she wants to go. And I was like, hell yeah, thanks for asking. I want to put some color on my eyes, so I'm actually using the Urban Decay Stone palette, which is beautiful, but a lot of these colors are pretty high shine, so I think I'm gonna look for my favorite palette, my Born to Run palette. I just love it. It's just so great. Xiangmin recently got this for her birthday, and I was like, I freaking loved it. And then she was like, I know, girl, because my friends got it because they know you like it too. And I was like, yeah. So I'm gonna use this in spirit of Xiangmin. By the way, happy birthday, Xiangmin. When she asked me, I was like, hell yeah, why not? Like, why did I think of this earlier? Like, to me, I'm always down to try stuff, but I never like actually do it. I think it's because like whenever I ask people, people are always like, and then I'm like, okay, fine. It may surprise you that actually in the face of like strangers, I am quite shy. When you first meet me, right, in my first like, I want to say 15 minutes, I'm still awkward as well. Like I can't get it out of my system. Like I'm just very, especially like if I didn't think that I would be speaking to anyone, like if I'm not, you know, ready to socialize, I'm just like in my own head, right? I was really glad that Anita like suggested that we do pole together, and we went to look around for trial classes, and I just decided to go for the one that like my brother's girlfriend was going, Sarah, I'm gonna call her Sarah, that Sarah was going to. And we went for the classes, and we got split up. So we went to Slap Studio, and anyone from Slap watching this, right, oh my god, can y'all please list the vacancies that y'all have for each class when you sign up for classes? Because it's happened like 2 or 3 times already. We wanted to take intro to pole trial class together. Me and Anita booked it, but I think she checked out like 1 minute earlier, and suddenly the class was gone from like my card basically, and I was like, hey. So someone from the reception actually called me and was like, hey, I know you want to sign up for this, I know you're on the wait list, but if you want, like there is an intro to lyrical class. It's still on the pole, it's just like slower music, like more contempt jazz, kind of lyrical jazz kind of dance, rather than like, you know, hot, saucy, exotic. So she was like, you want to try that instead, like it's quite similar lah. Then I was like, I want to pole, but you know what, okay lah, why not, like let's just go, and then we can compare like the feels of the class, right? So I went for lyrical, and I fucking loved it. But okay, I'm gonna do a whole separate like pole experience video. My first half an hour, I could not stick to the fucking pole. I could not grip it. I couldn't even do the simplest freaking move. Like everyone else could do it, and I just felt so like, what's wrong with me? Because like, you know, my whole year has been about feeling shit about my body, right? Like what it cannot do, you know, not in terms of how it looks. So when I couldn't do that also, then I was like, it's fine. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not for me. And I think I got a little bit frustrated. And just nice, someone else wanted to swap poles. It's not just the same like stainless steel silver pole. So someone had swapped out the brass to try stainless steel. And apparently brass is easier to stick on. So Natasha, my instructor that day, was like, hey, do you want to try it? And I was like, okay. And then I could stick. And I think it's because like I was so desperate to make it work, and I really wasn't sticking onto the stainless steel, that when it came to the brass, like I could finally do it, and I was super fucking excited. And the moment the choreography kicked in, like I don't know if it's like the ex like theater kid in me, but like you cannot do also must do. You just fucking follow the choreography, you know what I mean? So I managed to do it and I really enjoyed it and I felt like I missed it. I missed that like discipline of dance because I haven't danced in like 6 years at least. Holy shit, I miss it so much and I love it. You know, I love like being a part of a group. I decided to sign up for classes. So I was really in between like going back to lyrical, which is like, you know, that contempt jazz, like flowy, artistic, or that like hot, sexy mama kind of intro to pole. Yeah, I decided to go for intro to pole because I felt like I wanted to up my confidence. And since I didn't get to try intro to pole anyway, you know, for the trial class, I was like, you know what, let's do that. And once I do get better, I can always like attend a lyrical class or something. So that's what I decided to do, and I freaking love it. It's the one thing that I think about, like it's my newfound passion. I love it. I think it just combines like strength and beauty and grace and flow and yeah, like athleticism in the most like beautiful way, to be able to work towards being able to do stuff other than to look a certain way, like I kind of talked about in my like I worked out for 60 days kind of video. Ever since like pole started back out, like I've been trying to be a bit more consistent, and last week I worked out 4 times a week. Damn girl, like that's pretty rare. You know, I'm working towards an actual goal now. Yes, I lift more, like I can run faster, but now it's like I get to do tricks on the pole. Like I get to accomplish tricks if I like work on my arm strength, if I work on my stamina, if I work on like even my posture, and like, you know, you're just trying it again and again. And like it's really painful when you first start to learn, because like your skin is like ow, because you're gripping it in between your thighs, you're gripping it in between your knees. The pole, it is the pole. And you're gripping it in your armpit. Like I have like bruises everywhere, but it's just so satisfying when you actually nail it. And my class has been very, very supportive and like really lovely. Oh my god, the girls in there are so fucking nice. They're like good vibes only, you know, like honestly. So I've just been really looking forward to like every single class, and it always finishes too early. I'm never ready to leave. So ever since I did pole, then I realized like, you know what, there is more to life than working. Oh my god, I'm learning chess too. I think I always knew how to play, but I don't know how to play with strategy. So now I'm starting to do that. Ever since I watched Queen's Gambit, I know everyone started to do that, but you know, it's really fun. I don't know, I think I just want to break out of my comfort zone. I think I want to do different things that I have been doing for the past few years, even if it works for me, just because I feel like I'm not completely living my life to its maximum potential. And I've just been more open about like making new friends as well. I think like I made quite a lot of new friends this year. So I've just been like trying to do that and trying to like reground myself. Okay, this looks ridiculous. I have to put on some lid color. If not, I look like I got like pink eyes on both eyes symmetrically. Alright, let me try and... Ooh, should I go purple today? These colors are really, really interesting because these are like very stony, gemmy kind of color. They're more of like shimmers. This kind of matches my top, don't you think? See? I might add a little. Well, doesn't really match the crease color. Well, we could try. Let's just try. Why not, right? Yeah, so finding the balance and meeting other friends a lot, that sort of like got me out of my funk. I think it might be like the accumulation of all of the different things that affect me but I don't have an outlet for. So I feel like I've been honestly like just rolling with the punches, almost like in... I'm just gonna reference this again. I'm a theatre kid, right? So when we do runs, full shows, actual show days, anything that you can think of going wrong, it's like Murphy's Law, it will go wrong. And no matter what happens, like in that moment, right, you're in performance mode, you just do. Whatever happens, you just do. You break your ankle, you just finish the scene, then you go down. So I think I end up repressing like a lot of my emotions about anything and everything, honestly. It's not even something I'm consciously accepting or acknowledging. It's just this constant feeling of like, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, like at any moment I feel like I would just burst into tears, and I was like that for like 2 weeks straight, and I really didn't understand what objectively was wrong. And I feel like, okay, there's nothing right now that I should be stressed about. There's no pressing deadline right now. I'm technically allowed to rest, and how come I'm feeling like so anxious and so sad. Depression and anxiety, if you have it, is always gonna be around. Like, it's always gonna like sneak back on you. And the reason why you go for therapy and the reason why you work on yourself and your mental health is so that you can minimize the impact of those like lows, and you can bring yourself out of it like faster. And so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a yearly thing. Well, seasonal affective disorder is not like really a thing in Singapore, but I feel like always, I think it's the work season and just like, you know, a general reflection of the past year and almost like a form of skepticism towards like the hopefulness of the new year. Always, end of the year, go back to my get ready with me's, and before that, I'm always burnt out. I'm always like a little depressed and a little anxious. This year, I was extra worried that it was gonna spiral out of hand because there are just so many variables this time around. Like, I wasn't sure if I was able to properly cope with it and properly recover from it almost. Maybe I should just add the color into it now. Ooh! Yeah, but like I said, I'm just doing what I can now to help myself feel better one day at a time, to set clearer boundaries in terms of like work and also, you know, having a social life. I don't think I should really like overindulge when I feel like I can't, and I make sure that I have some days for rest. I make sure that I have some time for noodles. I make sure I have some time for Mavis. Just trying to again recalibrate. It was unrealistic of me to expect myself to be able to always maintain a perfect balance between everything, especially when everything's changing. And it's very easy to feel guilty or disappointed when you feel like you aren't excelling in every single aspect of your life. Yeah, I guess like no matter how good my days can be quite consistently, it's important to remember what to do when your lows hit, because like I think I really took my mental health for granted, and I thought like, I am good, I am fine, look at me, I have a dog, I have my girlfriend that I love, that's my first love, and like what could possibly go wrong, right? Yeah, 2020 was a really hard year for everyone, including myself, but it wasn't that hard for me, which also made me check my privilege a lot, because it made me realize like, wow, if I wasn't living alone, like I would have to deal with a lot more stresses, many different kinds, and probably much more than I can ever imagine. And the fact that I could adopt a puppy during this time, like right before circuit breaker and right before everything like, you know, became like that, I had the privilege of like watching him grow up and being his mom. And I'm also in a serious relationship, which is what I've been wanting for, I feel, a couple of years now lah. You know, I'm in a good place at work. I'm still able to do my work from home. That's how I've always done it. It made me feel all the more guilty actually that I was having feelings of like panic and feelings of anxiety, and a general sense of depression. I do have a history, but I don't feel like it was as bad as that, so I don't want to say that it's depression, but it's just like waves and waves of like sadness, like just non-stop, like coming from what seems like nowhere lah. So yeah, so long story short, that's actually why I haven't been posting. I'm intimidated by the amount of work that I have to do. I feel like I don't have enough time. I feel like I was really just like focusing on other things in my life when my time permitted. My mental slash physical health did not, and I just felt like I needed to do a lot of recalibrating on my end. So yeah, I mean, I've still been very active on Instagram and Twitter though. I would say if you're not on Instagram, you should probably be. Also, Nunu is touching my butt. He's right here. Nunu, yeah, say hello. Say hello to everybody. Oh, Nunu, what's that? There, over there. Hi, Snoopy. Hey. Hi, Snoopy. Snoopy. Hi. So I hope you didn't mind that like I did take the break. I feel like I really needed to do it just to feel a little bit better. And I still can't stop feeling bad. I still can't stop feeling guilty about not having posted regularly. I think I've almost been gone for like 7 weeks or something. Ever since like episode 3 of Growing Pains, I think that really like sent me over the edge. If you enjoyed the podcast, don't worry. We will still continue doing it. I think I'll just do it like once a month though, okay? It was a lot of work and I still want to continue making regular content and I don't want to be intimidated by my own content. So I don't want to resent it. I don't want to resent having to like edit like a 6-hour footage and wondering like how someone could possibly misinterpret it. So I think if it's possible, if you guys are excited about it, we can do it like once a month and then I can go back to regular programming. I really want to do a video on pole and I think I'm only gonna publish it or actually film the whole like talking about the process and the overview like by the end of the 8th week. I'm on my 5th week now. So it's been a lovely month. It's been a lovely month of learning how to do pole. You know when you find something that you're really passionate in that you actually are motivated to continue like working hard for? That's how I feel about pole. And I've only felt it 2 other times in my life, and that was for theatre and that was for lit. Lit and art lah, you know, kind of both. And I know that once I get into this state of like motivation, right, there's very little that can deter me. And the thing is like with pole, you do get such like noticeable, visible like rewards, you know, from being able to do the different moves, from getting better at the dance and, you know, being able to try different styles. And I think like it's such an encouraging environment as well. Like the women, the amount of friends that I've made from pole, like you would think if you're not like a pole person, if you're not in this like, you know, circle, you would think like, oh my, those pole dancing girls like must be super catty and super bitchy and super vain and blah blah. No, they are some of the nicest, friendliest people I've ever met in my life. I've made so many friends just like, do you know how many people that I've never actually seen the faces of and I just like chat non-stop about like pole wear, about different shoes, about you know, like what different poles do and like how to get better at certain classes. Like it's such a big community of people who really truly love pole and like are focused on body positivity and focused on getting stronger, and it's just so, it's so fun. Wait, let me use this. I've been using this almost every single day anyway. This is the Cheeks Out Cream Blush from Fenty in Fenty Glow. This is a limited edition. It also comes with the Diamond Bomb in Fenty Glow and the original Fenty Glow Lip Gloss, which is right here. This is a holiday set. Get it! This is the one set that I think, right, I might buy again just to make sure that I have spares of, because like the cream blushes from Fenty, I use them all the time and I love them and they give such a nice natural glow. And if you don't know, right, the Cheeks Out, they usually have like very bright colors and this is one of the very few like neutral colors, and I think it goes well on all different skin tones and they're very sheer and buildable. Look at that, it looks like just like a natural flush and I love it. So if you want to get it, go get it. Let's just take a break from my life and talk about makeup, okay? I want to show you all this even though I don't think they go with my makeup today, but this is from the new like MAC collection. So like Lisa's their new ambassador, right? And she's so beautiful. And yeah, they sent me these glitters to try out and have fun with. If you ever want like an extra pop of something on top of just like your usual eyeshadow, look at it. It's so nice. If there was like girls' night out or something, or even like date night, who cares? I will just put this on. Look at that. But anyway, yeah, I'm very happy to be taking classes at pole. Very excited to get better. I want to get better as quickly as I can. And it involves a lot of strength. You know, I've been like doing like assisted pull-ups. And I think it really does help. And like I'm still at Ritual. I still go to Ritual. Ritual is like this HIIT gym kind of place. It's kind of like F45, like similar concept. So I still go and I feel like, wow, you know, from when I first started out, like I want to say 3 months ago, I am able to carry more weights than I used to. I am able to sustain better, to do more variations. I'm finally on to level 2 because level 1 is like the most basic, easy stuff to get through, right? Now like I can do level 2 already. I'm quite proud of myself. Yeah, this was nice. I think like thinking about the stuff that I have accomplished this year makes me feel a little bit better. So I've been working on that, and then I also get some like bonding time in with noodles. Previously I was like really sad and really depressed also, because the more I go out, especially for work and you know to have a social life, the more noodles is at home alone. But actually now that he's older, like his separation anxiety is a lot less, and I never miss any meals, and I always make sure that I'm still like seeing him from the doggy cam. And he's not in the crate anymore, I sold off the crate, so he's allowed to like sleep and roam and just like chill. And I always take him on a nice long walk after, and then I do my incline pull-ups. So it's been nice. It's been really fun, and I think like I'm finally slowly adjusting and finally like settling on a new normal. Still loving the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for Superstar Youth Glow Love Ants. Should I use this? Okay, seems pretty nice. I can't believe I just swatched it. I was like, Wow, this is a lot. It's very bright. Hold on. Do I want to commit to this? Probably not. Can I dab it off slightly? Maybe I could use the Fenty glass. How was that? Was that too much? I kind of like it, honestly. I have to wear gloss on the one day that I'm not gonna wear a mask because I'm on camera and because I'm at home. So this is my completed look and 90 minutes of me explaining why I haven't been making videos. I hope you guys are doing okay. I think at a certain point, like honestly, all of us are still adjusting, readjusting, especially when you know you don't get to hit pause on like growing up and learning how to live even in the face of a global pandemic. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Actually, let me know what you guys want to see. I know I'm gonna do the poll video soon. I also want to do a couple of other fun stuff coming your way. You can also let me know what you enjoy watching so I can make more of those for you. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here. It's going on forever. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every week. I want to say it and not sound like I'm lying. And also turn on your notifications so you'll know when I upload. And I'll see you guys very soon. Very soon. You can follow me on Instagram also if you want to see me even sooner than that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Bye.